So welcome back. I thought I'd throw in a quick little where are we at in the big picture slide here. So hopefully you finished and understand how you made the model last time for what a movie quote is. It's of course the quote itself and the movie it was from. You made the API last time, which was that insert, delete, and list methods. You've tested it on the API Explorer, so you check on all those first three boxes. Now we're ready to start on the client side. So one of the first steps is to generate the client code from the backend. That's going to be the focus of our next couple videos. And then we're going to be integrating that in with an app. We're actually going to give you kind of a starting point for the app that won't have everything, but it'll have some stuff so you don't have to start from scratch. And then we're going to generate this code and put it in there. So we're going to transition into this doc. Usually it's nice to have docs up just so you can kind of see what's going on. And so what we've got in here is different parts. The first one is, of course, generating the client code. So if you kind of come down in here a little bit, what it tells you to do to start with is it tells you to download the starting code for our Xcode project. So let's go ahead and do that. So there's just a link right here for the GitHub URL. If you're a GitHub person and you want to do a clone of it, that's fine with me. But to be honest, it works out just fine to just say download zip. Save this downloaded zip somewhere onto your computer. It doesn't really matter where you choose to save it. Just make sure that you can remember where it's at. After that, go ahead and extract it. What I like to do is I just like to click on it from Chrome here. And it'll just extract it for us. So if you downloaded this, this is the client code. It starts off as saying master on it. That's fine. Sometimes I like to replace the word master with the word zip, just so that I know that it's not a GitHub clone. It's actually a zip file. And inside here is a movie quotes folder and a movie quotes project. Let's go ahead and open that up. I'm just going to hold down Command and hit the down arrow. Just to go ahead and launch Xcode and to see what this project is all about. So if you poke around in this guy, you can open it up and you can see that there are various view controllers. There's a storyboard. The storyboard has very little in it. There is just a navigation controller and then a master and a detail view. This is just going to be a master list of all the movie quotes, and then there's a detail view. If you do try to run it right now, you're going to be very disappointed because the build's going to fail because there's stuff missing. And that's intentional, right? So it says it's looking for this GTL movie quotes thing, and that doesn't exist yet because that's the client code that you're about to generate, right? So we're just getting ready to start doing things. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in on the steps to generate this client code. So there are a number of steps. I like to think of it as breaking it into three major steps. Oh, and the generating the steps is actually a link within this doc, so you have to actually open up a new doc. And the three steps are we have to add some frameworks. These are some things that Apple made for us. We have to add Google's client library that you just always need, right? No matter what endpoints you're using, you just need their client code. And then we need the movie quote specific. So these are the three things that we're going to focus on. In this video, we're just going to do the first one. We're going to add two frameworks. It's an easy step. So what we want to do is we want to open the project up in Xcode. Click on the top. Make sure you've selected the top. And then scroll down in here, and you should see linked frameworks and libraries. We're going to need to add two. So I'm going to click on the add button. I'm going to add the security framework. So I just started typing the word security until it popped up. I'm going to add that one. So now I've got security in there. And then I also need system configuration. So I started typing that until it popped up. And so Google stuff relies on these two, so you have to add that to your project. So there's three steps, right? And one of them is now done, which is nice. But the two next ones are a little harder. We're going to go ahead and prepare for them. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding some code. So what I want you to do is I want you to say new group. So you can see I selected the movie quotes and I created a new group for the GTL client library. Let me do that again just to make sure that nobody got lost. So I selected the movie quotes folder. I then went up to the menu, which you can't see, and I said File, New, Group. And then that let me make a new group. I'm going to call this group GTL Client Library. This is just a placeholder for where we're going to put this code in the next video. We're also going to make another placeholder. So click on Movie Quotes again, the folder, and say File, New Group. And we're going to call this one the Movie Quotes API. So this is going to be where we put the general stuff, and then the Movie Quotes API is where we're going to put the specific stuff for this project, which is all about movie quotes. All right, so there are 3 steps. The first one is done, and we've kind of made placeholder folders for where these next 2 are going to go. All right, see you next time.